Good morning, everyone. We are thrilled for this event to be taking place. We've been excited for a couple of months now, looking forward to this event. And this is an event that we will be doing in the future, and we look forward to hearing your response and your thoughts on this. But I would like to thank our sponsors for the Etowah Update Mayor Summit. I would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood. I would like to thank our host for this wonderful event, the City of Rainbow City, Mayor Joe Taylor. Our breakfast sponsor, Barry Allen Cherry, committee member for the Challenger Learning Center, and to McDonald's of Etowah County. Now I would like to introduce Jason Harper, Government Affairs and Business Development Specialist for Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Harper, and Philip ruined it for me. I was actually going to introduce myself as the mayor of Keener, and I was excited that Congressman Rogers is here today because we have a lot of infrastructure needs, so I was really going to hit Sherry and the congressman up. But again, my name's Jason Harper. I'm with Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood. Excited about this opportunity today. I want to thank Christy, Philip, and her team. If we would, let's give those folks a round of applause. On behalf of Jeffrey Brewer, the CEO of Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood, and the 580 employees across the Southeast, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to serve Etowah County and the municipalities across Etowah County. So just briefly, before I introduce, I would like to take a moment of personal privilege to say Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood, or GMC, is a comprehensive A&E firm. We serve 8 states across the Southeast, mainly in the architecture and engineering space, but also environmental, geotechnical, aviation, water, sewer, and gas. And so any of your business needs across your communities or counties, please see me afterwards. Up on stage, I'm going to go through and introduce the mayors and Tim. Mayor Joe Taylor, Rainbow City. Mayor Dana Snyder, City of Southside. Mayor Larry Means, City of Etowah. Mayor Craig Ford, City of Gadsden. Mayor Chris Hare, City of Glencoe. Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Hopes Bluff, Larry Sandlin. Mayor Russell Amos of Sardis City. And Commissioner Tim Ramsey of Etowah County Commission District 4. My apologies, the chairman of Etowah County, Tim Ramsey. If everyone would, give these folks a round of applause. And again, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Jason. And thank you again to Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood for presenting today's event. So at this time, I'll tell you just a couple of things, just one quick thing. We have invited these representatives for the municipalities in Etowah County to talk for 5 to 7 minutes about the news that they'd like each of you to hear. So we are going to start with Mayor Joe Taylor, Rainbow City.
I talk very loud anyway, so you should be able to hear me with or without a microphone. Like Christy said, I'm Joe Taylor. I'm the mayor of Rainbow City, and I'm a proud mayor of Rainbow City. I have to thank everyone that's here. I just appreciate the fact that I can look across the crowd and see my friends from Gadsden when I was a firefighter up there, and also every other city. But I think more than anything, the people up on this stage are showing something that we probably have never seen in the history of Rainbow, or in the history of Etowah County, and that's a regionalist approach. And I know a lot of people hate that word. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But what we've decided to do is to come together and stand as one so that we can move forward down to Montgomery and take the experience that's on this stage and carry it forward so that we can do bigger and better things for our county. As far as Rainbow City is in great financial position to be able to move forward. Our memorandum of understanding that we have with the county commission and the hard work that went into it with Craig Inzer and myself and Jim Turnbach to be able to bring them into the city soon and to be able to create a regional catalyst for this for a 5-county area. We're not looking at things anymore that just are inside our borders. Of course, we're going to continue to do parks and recreation, keep our city safe, provide great city services, just premium city services. But more than anything, we're looking at how can we affect the lives of the other cities around us. It's no secret that this region has been devastated at times with loss of employment and loss of workforce, and it's a time now for us to bring all of those things back together. And all of the elements are starting to come together. Not only the political positions and the political leadership of this county, but also through our IDA, through our community college, Alan Smith, and workforce development, through Dr. Lavender and Teresa Ray with the Challenger Center and bringing that into Rainbow City. We've got so many things going right now. We are a truly growing city, and I remember hearing Heather New one time say, growth for the sake of growth is not great. We have to have good growth. And that's what we're looking for in Rainbow City, is to make sure that we're growing and that we're complementing our surrounding sister cities. Just recently came back from Washington last night, and Dana Snyder and I went up there to visit with our delegation. Every one of them were so receptive, and also they knew why we were there. And now we know that they send up notes and they all pass notes, and everybody knows why you're sitting in the room. But they were actually listening, and we were getting down to some finality, to the point where we can start making announcements about what we're doing at the mega site, what we're doing with the South Side Bridge, and understanding now that every bit of that is component to each other. The biggest portion of it that I tried to relay to our representatives was that the mega site is not just an industrial site. It's an industrial site that's going to allow for the South Side Bridge to be put into place, and for the 759 connector to be put in place, so that we can begin to move about our state and put our products out all over the world. And we know that we're heading in that direction. And that takes a lot of cooperation. That takes continuously supporting the other. When we call Mayor Ford or we call Larry Means and say, guys, we need a support letter and we need it now, those letters start flowing in. One of the things that our Senator Britt said yesterday, as she started going through Dana's little portfolio of support letters, was, good grief, you already have everybody on board. And that's not something that was normally seen in Etowah County, and I'm sure these guys will speak to that. But I just want you to know that that regional approach is not a dirty word anymore. You need to understand that what we're doing is we're continually talking, and we're going to continue to move forward as a group and as your leadership group. And at any point, you can send us home. And that's the beauty of this country. And I appreciate everything that you do it, and welcome to Rainbow City.
Thank you, Mayor Taylor. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Dana Snyder, City of Southside.
I just want to thank everybody for being here today and reiterate what Mayor Taylor said. We had a great trip to Washington, D.C. There were a lot of important things going on in the county and in our city. We're getting ready for that growth and preparing for that. I just want to say that we're almost complete with a fire station. We've not had a standalone fire station in the city of Southside for. We have a volunteer fire department, so that's going to be completed in the next couple of months. That plays into economic growth in our city. We also have, MOUs with other cities for firefighting and police, and we really appreciate all of the help that we get and enjoy helping the other cities in the county. We've done a lot of things in the last year. We've started our own garbage service, which is going great. We have got plans for parks and recreation, which is another thing that improves quality of life. It also promotes economic development too. So you do need to have, quality of life things such as recreation and parks and sidewalks and biking trails and those sorts of things. Really, we've had a lot of events in the past few years. Last year, we started mini events, movie nights, food truck nights, different things like that. And that's all for our community and surrounding communities. If it was not for all of these mayors and the county commission up here, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we're doing for Etowah County. And again, One of the most important things is this mega site and our bridge. And I think that all plays into the same thing. So I really want to thank everybody for the support that we've had for that. And I want to encourage everybody to, to call your mayor, call your council members, and talk about the things that you would like to see in this county and in your city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Snyder. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor of the Talent, Larry Means.
Thank you. I never thought there'd be 10 or 12 people here. I get out of here in a minute. I was wrong. I was going to make up an excuse, but I know it too. Can't do it now. But thank you so much for the chamber for putting us on, and to get this many people. You're talking about the burst from every kind of business, schools, and everything else is fantastic. Everyone knows I'm an old guy. I was a mayor in the 90s and then in the Senate for 12 years. I'm so glad it's Congressman Rogers. I still see him back there. He was a good friend. He served in the House of Representatives when I was in the Senate, and he and I talked a few minutes ago. I'm so tickled to have him in our congressional district. Let me say up front, that's going to be a positive, I can assure you. Where's Kelly Moore? Stick your hand up, Kelly. Hi. Okay. Do y'all know John Moore works for Mayor Ford? I had a choice of hiring him or her. I look at her back there and listen to it. Did I do good or what? She's exceptional. She's my business and industry lady and does everything. Very smart, and I really do appreciate you, Katie, and what you do. Let me say there was a certain bill, and without even, I'm afraid to even mention it now, that last year I think it brought this whole county together. Every mayor, I've been in this a long time. I've never seen the mayors all together like this about a certain thing. And what it did, it brought it to forefront that we're that way about everything. I want Rainbow City to do that. I want Gadsden. I don't want Craig to do that, but we all follow him. We're being the largest city. Brought the county together. I mean, we can sit and talk and do things. And I remember being in a meeting about that certain bill last year, and I felt the mayors that were in there with us, with our senator. I felt us come together that day. Joe saying some things, Dana saying some things, everyone, Craig saying some things, and I saw a difference then. I've been here a long time, and I thought I couldn't get excited again. But I did, and I have two or three young council members, new ones, and it's energized me. We have a lot going on. Every city in this county and the county right now have a lot going on. Joe didn't mention anything, and Dana didn't much either, because you have to usually have a confidentiality agreement if you're going to get a business or something. The food thing, in my opinion, is going to be a lot. If you see the national thing, because the food costing so much, there's not going to be as many restaurants. The ones that are there are going to survive, and we're all going to deal with those things. And I tell people it's so hard to recruit, and Katie knows this by doing this at a short period of time like this. Most people give land, most people give incentives, so it's just whether they want to come there, traffic count, schools. I had one tell me I need to be as close to a school as I can get, and that's the way it is. But again, I think those things that brought us together, we're stronger. This bunch is stronger together, and I've been in it a long time, like I say, that I've ever seen. And with the county too, and the school systems, everything. It's a fun thing for a guy like me that's been in a long time, that didn't think he could have any fun anymore and enjoy things and being excited. But this bunch has made me excited. And like I said, we can call each other, and we can call each other names and stuff too. I don't think we've done that. We hadn't done that yet. But anyway, we can call each other and help. Just like I say, I want what's good for every city. Every city that does good helps Etowah County, helps the county. The mega site, we're the closest to the mega site, but I couldn't handle with the sewer issue what I had to do when I first got in office. I couldn't handle the sewer thing, but they're going to work that out, and we're the closest to it. And if it does good, Tyler's going to do good. Rainbow City's going to do good. The county's going to do good. It's just exciting to be able to do things like that. And we've got, like I say, we've got several things on the back burner, 3 or 4 things right now that I can't mention till you sign that paper. I've had 2 or 3 things fall through because everybody say, "Oh, so and so's coming." The rumors get out. So this place is coming. This place is coming, and then I say I hadn't signed anything, and then they drop like that. And you have to get used to that. That's not something I'm used to, but that's just the way of the world right now. But again, thank y'all for coming, and I think this is awesome. I mean, when I pulled up, I thought, I can't even get a parking place, and that's good. That's good. When you got this many people involved and want to hear what the leaders say, and every one of this bunch too. Let me say the last thing I'm going to say. They're very accessible. This is not like something you can't pick up the phone and call someone. I can call Joe Taylor. He won't answer my phone call, but anyway, I did. Anyway, but we can all call each other. We can call the president of Gadsden State. I feel like I've known her all my life, and I've just met her just because I gave her a baseball. Oh, by the way, we won the state baseball championship last year. I forgot to tell that. And Coach Bone wanted to sign the ball, and he said, you need to give this to the president. I said, I'm glad that was you. But I took credit. Anyway. But I appreciate what Gadsden State does and all the school systems, and Mr. Blackwell. You got to call you doctor. I got to call him doctor now. That's right, Dr. Blackwell. So glad to see him, and I'm in trouble because I forgot to ask Jeff Colgrove here. So anyway, thank you for being here and listening to us, and we're all there for you if you need us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Means. At this time, I'd like to recognize City of Gadsden Mayor Craig Ford.
So I got the honor of hiring John Moore. So John, where are you? So that's the point. That's why we tried to hire Kelly first. No, I'll just kid. John's at another meeting. I'd like to ask our city council, if you would please stand up and look, our city council members that are present. You see Kent Back, you see Bishop T, you see Dixie Minatra and Chris Robinson. Thank y'all. Also, our superintendent of education, Keith Blackwell's in the back. He's just recently been named our superintendent of education about 3 weeks ago. And then last night, we named our assistant superintendent of education, Sharon Maness. Is she here? We like her better than Keith. Stand up, Sharon. But she's been with the system a long time, but thank you. And we're proud of our school system. I want to first start talking about, since we're talking about school systems, the partnership that the City of Gadsden has joined up with Gadsden State Community College. Previously, before Dr. Murphy, Dr. Lavender, and Dr. Ray entered into engagement with Mayor Gadsden, and they took the back 40, what I call it. I grew up in East Gadsden, where the softball fields are, and they decided to do a sports complex. Well, since then, it's evolved into something a whole lot larger than what has been envisioned. Dr. Murphy has come to me and talked to me about, hey, we want to bring back baseball and softball and continue what Dr. Lavender has started. But we need some land back. We need to work together. We're going to build a parking lot. We're going to light the roadway. And it's refreshing when you can sit down with one of your major top 5 employers in your community, and you can sit down with the president on a continual basis, and we continue to talk about how we can help each other. Now, she may not tell this other day. We go to one of your gyms in Rainbow City, Joe, just to talk, probably. They say we exercise our mouth. But I called Dr. Murphy at 7:30. I said, I'm going to come by and see you. She said, now? And I said, yes. And she keeps her house clean, I got to tell you. But I said, we never have time. So John Moore and I went by and we sat down and we just chewed the fat. We had a good time. But the relationship that has and what Alan Harris is doing at a $50 million plus building, what Jimmy Baker has done on a state level for Gadsden State is phenomenal. So when you hear Mayor Taylor talk about bringing in the industrial site, you hear Gadsden talk about ultra-safe nuclear, and you hear what we're doing over at Goodyear, all that would not happen without Gadsden State and the Bevel Center and this Workforce Development Center. So when we went to Charlotte, North Carolina, David Hooks and I want to recognize David. I don't think people realize how fortunate we are to have David as our IDA guy. So he represented Gadsden to begin with, and when I first got elected, Mayor Taylor came and said, we'd like to join in. The county had already come in and joined in right after I got elected. So we said, we want one IDA guy. I learned a valuable lesson when I was in Montgomery for almost 2 decades and able to serve with Congressman Rogers. And we went in to see Governor Riley. I think this was before your time, Congressman Rogers. You were already in D.C. On to better things. But Governor Riley asked us, he said, where's the rest of your county commission? Where's the rest of your mayors? And I said, well, Governor, we really don't all agree, but this is the majority. He looked at me and he said, I tell you what, Craig, I'm all for you, but when you can all come together in unison, come back and see me. I learned a valuable lesson that we all have to be together. We have to be unified to talk about what Mayor Taylor, Mayor Means has talked about. Us coming together, what's good for each other is good for all. And I love the regionalist approach. I think that is fantastic. There's 5 counties that are contiguous to Etowah County. We have 2 hospitals here. Calhoun County has 2 hospitals. We work together well with them, with all the hospitals. It's almost like a northeastern corridor that we bring in a lot of industry, and a lot of it is our 2-year workforce and our workforce development and what we're able to offer. So what's going on in Gadsden? There's a lot. Sometimes I feel like Beetlejuice. The head's just spinning. When I came in, we have a $90 million budget with our capital trust fund that's involved in our budget. Well, we went through the budget process, our first budget. None of what we're doing in Gadsden could be done without that city council. So I want to thank them for what they do. They trust us. We trust them. You know, I tell us we're redoing Parks and Rec. We're redoing Public Works. We're just changing the whole dynamic. Everybody knows Mayor Taylor and I are military. We stay in our lanes. We think some people think they're in the military that work for Gadsden, but that's okay. It works for the U.S. Army. It worked for Gadsden. But I'll tell you, the best thing, I'll tell you this, and I'll end with David. David, I've been going around preaching about ultra-safe nuclear, 250 jobs, $200 million investment, how great that is, and everybody looks at me like I'm a deer in the headlights. But I talk about clearing trees on Rainbow Drive, and everybody just claps. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So, hey, we are clearing trees. We're going to keep clearing trees, and we're going to turn the River City into the River City again. So I want to thank y'all for having us, and Mayor Taylor, thank you for hosting this, and Christy, thank you for the Chamber, what y'all mean to us and what you mean for the people of Gadsden and Etowah County. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Ford. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Hare, City of Glencoe.
Now, I have the honor to speak behind everybody else that's got a lot of stuff going on, I guess. Now, we're fortunate in Glencoe to have a lot of stuff moving also and to benefit our citizens. When we as the mayor and council took office, we were really a bunch of rookies. And I think me and Mayor Means, my first speaking engagement was with him at the Rotary Club at Gadsden Country Club, and I was as green could be. So now that we have some things accomplished, we're able to talk about our goals of we took on a task of the USDA that was something that we were supposedly a suburb of Gadsden that we didn't know, and we dug in on that. Took 2 years to get that accomplished, but we're now a USDA certified city, which helps our our young people get financing in our city that was not able to do in the past. So that was a huge hurdle for us in Glencoe. Like I said, it took 2 years to get that done. So we're remodeling the park, with updates and including a lot of stuff that helps our infrastructure. We're not a big city that has a lot of industry in it. We're working towards that because Glencoe's open for business. We're trying to promote that as we're open for business. A lot of partnerships, especially with the Board of Education on the first thing that we have actually got them to buy in on, and it's good for our there in the park also. But like Mayor Taylor said, it makes a difference when we're all together on the same page and we can all talk to one another, call on one another, because they give some sound advice. They don't lead you off to try to put you in a gloom and doom, and you have to dig out of that. So the other thing that we're excited about, we've applied for 4 grants, big grants, and we've never in the city's history attached to grants. It's been 15 years since they had one, and it was like at the most, I think, $750,000. So right now we have over $750,000 worth of grants secured for the waterworks. AlDOT's got us a $500,000 TAP grant, and if everybody keeps up with what's going on, the A-Trip, Miss Governor Ivey's just announced a $1.7 million traffic signal and reconfiguration at the intersection of Green Valley and 431, and that was a major thing for us because a lot of lives have been taken at that intersection. That was one of the things when I signed on, even as a council member, because of a living in the city and growing up in the city, we wanted to secure and the safety for our citizens. And that's where all of our ladies and our kids either go to work or go to school, stuff like that. So that was a big accomplishment for us. So again, I like to say the working relationship between the commission, our representatives, and our senator, along with all of us as the mayors, has been phenomenal for us for the first years of being in office. I think that's a huge step for the county, and it shows that, like I said, we're all together. And when you go talk to somebody, they know that we're all together because they know who Mayor Taylor is, they know who Mayor Snyder is, they definitely know who Craig Ford is, there's no doubt. But when you mention Etowah County, they all pay attention now. So that's huge for all of us sitting here. So again, thank y'all for your time. Thank you to the Chamber and Rainbow City for hosting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hare. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Pro Tem Larry Sandlin, City of Hokes Bluff.
Good to see all y'all here today. When I took this, I thought it was just going to be 10 or 12 people, but I see a large crowd here. Filling in for our mayor, he's going to the Bahamas to marry his, I think they said she's tired of being happy and she's wanting to get married. He's going over there to marry her. But Hokes Bluff has really grown in the past couple of years, or maybe 6 or 8 years, and we did a lot of improvements since I've been there. And we got it's called the Library Foundation Triathlon, and they have a big success with up to 70 to 90 participants in swimming, bicycling, and riding the bicycles and running. And we built a new softball building and put all new meeting rooms and bathrooms and done some paving around it and made it a lot easier for people to get around. We're one of the few cities that's still got a swimming pool, and it's expensive to have, but we've really enjoyed it, and it's been a lot to our community. And we're fixing to update it. And when you update the plumbing to a swimming pool, you spend a lot of money doing stuff like that. And the past year, our Etowah County Board of Education built a $15 million school. It's also got a tornado safe room for our kids. A lot of schools don't have that, and that means a lot if we did have a tornado come through. And we're involved in paving. All y'all know, especially all y'all know how much paving it costs. And we've got 4 big roads that we've got a lot of help with to pave them. But we've done a lot in Hokes Bluff here lately. And we used to have a ferry there years ago when I was growing up, and it got taken away. It's out of commission now, and we do a lot of work down there and built pavilions and doing a lot of work, concrete work. And then we're going to pave the whole road going down to it and make it look real nice. It's right there on the river. Our police force is full of force, and we got a volunteer fire department, and it's full, and they do a real good job. And we also have all of our council and our mayor, we get along and do a good job. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Councilman Sandlin. At this time, I would like to recognize Mayor of Sardis City, Russell Amos.
Well, good morning. I appreciate the opportunity for being here today, and I appreciate Mayor Taylor hosting the chamber. I thought about when we drove up, excuse me, he was talking about turning around going back. We're just a small community up on Sand Mountain. Sometimes a lot of people think we're in Marshall County, so they don't even think we're in Etowah County, but and sometimes you feel that way. But we've got a lot going on in Sardis, and I'd like to take this opportunity. Last year, April the 1st, we had a tornado hit the city. And a lot of these mayors from these cities right here behind me, they sent and called and texted and want to know what we needed. And I said, well, the biggest thing we need is cleanup. I said, we don't know what we're going to do about cleanup because we don't have the street department with the trucks to pick up and what to do with. Well, this group of mayors behind me sent 12 to 15 trucks to our city. And in 2 days, they had the whole place cleaned up. And everybody was asking me, said, how did you get all that done? I said, well, it's just a miracle. I said, the mayors of Etowah County responded. And it is a big thing when you work together. You can get more accomplished. And at our council in Sardis, we work together. Our employees, Jack Self is here with me today, our city manager. He's come on board and a mayor of Sardis is just part-time, so but it's full-time. It's kind of like being a pastor sometimes. You're on call 24/7. But I started to say a while ago, I felt like Davo Sweeney says sometimes, just little old Clemson. Well, little old Sardis is just a little place, but it's a great place to live, a bedroom community. And we're doing a lot there. When I took over as mayor 7 years ago, we were in a financial hardship time. Our debt was here, our resources were down here. Well, now 7 years later, our resources are here and our debt's down here. And that's a lot of things that a lot of cities, and especially our government can't say, with $34 trillion in debt. So we believe in fiscal responsibility. We believe in paying for things as you go. We've paid probably $2 million worth of roads in the last 7 years. We've built our infrastructure. We've new police cars, new fire station, second fire station out at Weisberg where the elementary school is. A new tornado shelter. We've upgraded our parks and rec, our fields last year before last. But a lot of things are going on, but it takes a lot of people working together to accomplish those things. And I'd just like to say I appreciate this event today, what they put on here today, the Chamber, Mayor Taylor here from Rainbow City, and all the other mayors. When, a lot of times we're different cities, but when you call on them, they're there to help you. And I just want to say I appreciate that. And thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
At this time, I'd like to ask Etowah County Commissioner Tim Ramsey to come to the stage.
Some of y'all might have seen me up here texting you thought, and actually I was just making notes about what I might want to say because I didn't know I was going to say anything, but ended up here. So I'm happy to be here, honored to be here. Would like to shout out to our Congressman Mike Rogers for being here and bringing your staff today. That's a big deal to us, and we appreciate you being here very much. Also, Mr. Jason Harper from GMC for all that you do for the county, for this region. GMC is a absolute home run hitter. When we need something, they're ahead of it. They're already ready for it, and they do a fabulous job for us. They were doing a fabulous job for us at our mega site, putting us in place to receive $8 million or something like that from Growing Alabama over that. And then we're in line to get some more money through the Seeds grant, hopefully, just to keep that process moving. It is absolutely a pleasure to be working with them, pleasure to be in this position. I do have to give a little bit to Craig Inzer there for leading. He was our chairman last year and really was instrumental in paving this way to get us to where we're at with that mega site. It is looking good. I met last Friday with a group from Montgomery from the Commerce Department to look at the site, and they were just overwhelmed at the state that it was in. We've had the railroad that has come out there and worked hard getting us some money through Growing Alabama. Alabama Power stepped up, put a substation in out there. It's ready to go, working with Rainbow City. And Mayor Means, don't feel rained on when Joe Taylor don't answer your call. It's about 1 in 25 you'll get through there. So, but I will say this about Mayor Taylor: if you sit down with him to have a discussion, he's yours. His phone's over here. He's not playing with his phone, and I appreciate that about him. He is leading this city. He's leading this area in a very good way. I'm excited about us and our partnership with Rainbow City and our Rainbow City utilities to get water and sewer out there to the mega site. Just so many good things happening in this community. And I feel like as the chamber, there's a lot of, we talked about what I'd say up here about, what we do. And it's kind of boring what we do as far as overseeing budgets and all the money that flows through us. Doesn't really much of it stop there, but it flows through us. But what I feel like we do, what I want us to do, and what I feel like we are doing at this point in time, finally, and this speaks because I'm sitting on this stage with all the mayors. That didn't happen 10 years ago. that was not happening. That's what I wanted to happen. That's what is happening now, is this group with the county, and I want the county to be the center of that wheel, pulling everybody in together, and let's just all get that wheel rolling in the right direction. So I want to thank all the people from Gadsden State here, all the councilmen members here. There's a absolute great group of representatives here that are pushing this county forward, and I'm very proud to be part of it. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Commissioner Ramsey. And the congressman is not expecting this, but I wanted to see if he wanted to take just a couple of minutes to come talk to us for just a minute.
Y'all thought y'all was gonna get to leave, and then she invites me up here. I'm trying to get their votes, not lose them. And I can't overstate how excited I am about Etowah County being moved into the 3rd District. You may not be that happy about it, but it tickles me pink. I live in Calhoun County in Weaver, which, for those of you that are familiar with this, very close. And I have wanted to represent Etowah County for this is my 22nd year in Congress. I know Robert's represented y'all for 28 years, and it's going to be a big change, but we're going to try to make it a good change. We had Joe and Dana in the office this week. I would urge y'all, and I served with Larry and Craig in the legislature, and Craig's daddy before that. I know folks over here, we consider you in our district now. So I would urge you, even though technically, assuming next Tuesday, March 5th goes well, I won't technically represent you until January of next year. As far as I'm concerned, you're mine now. So when you come up to Washington, come see us. And in the meantime, stay in touch. You will see us start having office hours over here right away. We're not waiting till next January. We'll have people coming to your cities to see if you'll let us have office hours so that people can come and work with us. But consider us your advocate in Washington now. I do have some staff with me. A lot of them you've already seen because, again, we've been over here. We're excited about it. But my staff's in the back. If all three of y'all stand up. Okay, on the far left is Chris Brinson. Chris is my chief of staff out of Washington. He's been with me for 22 years. In the middle is Haley Wilson. She's my legislative director. She runs the D.C. office. She's with me 12 years. And Sherry Rollins has been with me 35 years. She's on the right. She's in charge of all of my Alabama offices. And Sherry's the one that you've seen over here already, along with some other staff. And she'll be getting by. If she hadn't been by to your cities already, she'll be by to visit with you, bringing some other staff so you'll know who to call. We want you to have us on speed dial. But just know we're very excited about it. And I can tell you, I've talked with Robert. Robert is not happy that he's losing y'all. But he still considers you his. And I give you an example. I've represented Montgomery for 20 years, and they were taken out of my district. It doesn't matter. They've been good to me for 20 years, and I'm not going to not represent them. I've told them every time you come to Washington, need something, let me know. Keep me on your team. That's the way Robert feels about Etowah County. He wants you to stay in touch with him because he still considers you part of his team. So you got 2 congressmen in the House, and of course you got 2 great senators on the Senate side, and we all want to look after you. But thank you for letting me to visit with you.
Thank you, Congressman. And thank you to each person on this stage for being here to share news and to represent Etowah County so well. Thank you also to each of you. If I could ask Philip Hall to come up here.
It's no applause for me, I hear. But thank you. Once again, thank you, Congressman Rogers. Thank you, Commission and mayors for making this event so wonderful. We cannot wait for the excitement and the buzz that will continue to grow and take place in all of our wonderful cities and our county. And thank you again to Goodwin Mills and Kaywood and Jason Harper for sponsoring this event, being our presenting sponsor, for McDonald's of Etowah County, the City of Rainbow City, Mayor Joe Taylor, and to Barry Allen Cherry chairman of the Challenger Project that will be coming soon here in Rainbow City. So we have some extra time. So when we are officially done with this event, but please, this is your opportunity. Take a moment and speak with these wonderful mayors. Have your chance to talk with them, and if you want, there's also magazines of our current back there that have each mayor and the commission featured in there with some of the updates that are taking place in their cities. And the Education Summit will be taking place in April, and Southside will be our host for that. And then we will have a legislative summit later this summer in June, where the host will be the city of Gadsden. So thank you again. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.